Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to the very first podcast episode of Fridays at Webster. I'm really excited to get this started with you guys. And with me today, I have Jennifer Stewart, the director from the Office of Student Engagement. Jennifer, thank you so much for being here with me. I really appreciate your time. But first things first, we have important dates coming from the academic calendar. So as of last week on August 15th, you should have been able to sign into your online classes via Canva. So if you haven't checked that out yet, go ahead and do that before the first day of classes just to make sure you're not running into any issues. With that being said, the first day of fall semester classes starts on August 18th, and the final day to drop classes, the deadline to drop those fall classes, is that Friday on August 22nd. So make sure you take a look at your fall schedule and be talking with your academic advisor just to make sure you're taking all the classes that you're supposed to. Now, Miss Jennifer, what is your position? What do you do here at the university? And what do we need to know about Involved?
Sure. So my title is Director of the Office of Student Engagement. In that role, I oversee a lot of the things that happen outside of the classroom, kind of the things that are considered co-curricular, extracurricular, extensions of classroom learning. Depending on who you talk to, what you kind of consider. But the four kind of primary areas that fall under my umbrella are campus activities, which is our large-scale programming board. So those are things like Welcome Week, comedians, concerts, casino night, those bigger events that are hopefully of interest to every student, that you would want to come out and hang out with us. Then the next group is Student Government Association and student organizations. And so student government is really the liaison group that's between the academic departments, the university administration, and the students. So helping to advocate for things that students need, and also communicating information between those two areas. And within that, two student orgs. There's usually about 50 to 60 active student organizations every semester on campus. So we're really excited to see what comes back from last year, what kinds of new groups are in the pipeline. And a really great way to find out all of those things that's going on is by going to the Involvement Fair, which is always the second week of the semester. So keep a lookout for that information. You can find the details on the calendar, but also in your next week's Friday at Webster podcast, I'm sure there'll be a lot more detail about that. Involved at Webster is the next thing I'm supposed to talk about. So Involved at Webster is our student organization portal. So that's if you're involved in a student org, and if you're an officer, you'll be much more deeply involved in the details of that site. But for the average student, that's the place that you want to go to find out what student organizations are available, how to contact those student groups, and then also to access the calendar of events that the student organizations put out. So they generally will put out their big events. There's a flyer board. They will share when their meetings are, when their upcoming activities and those sorts of things will populate on Involved at Webster. And it also feeds to the main university calendar, so don't feel like you're missing out if you look in the wrong place, because you'll get the same information both places, and we want to try to get that out to as many students as possible. So all roads lead back to Involved at Webster when it comes to student organization involvement. That should be where everyone's pulling their information from and how everyone's sharing their info.
That's actually a great segue into the next portion of the podcast, which is going to be the upcoming student events for the week pulled directly from Involved at Webster portal. Coming up on Monday, August 18th, we have the Welcome Week Social at the Quad from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you're a transfer student like me or a new student, that's going to be a great way to meet other students. There's going to be free food, lawn games, a bubble bus. I don't know what a bubble bus is, but I'm really excited to find out. There's going to be tie-dye and Ted Drew's frozen custard. So that's going to be a great event. Again, that's Monday, August 18th from 11 to 2 p.m. And on Tuesday, August 19th, there are 3 different events coming up all on that same day. First up is the free pancake breakfast at the East Academic Building from 9 to 11 a.m. I will definitely be there because I'm a big pancake fan. Are you a pancake or a waffle person?
Generally pancakes.
Okay, cool. I am too. Yeah, waffles are great, but I don't know. I tend to. I just tend to gravitate more towards pancakes. I don't know why. So I will definitely be at the free pancake breakfast because it's free. Right after that, at the same building, the East Academic Building, there is the Catch That Gorlock Scavenger Hunt from 11 to 2. So after you're stuffed with pancakes, you can go straight into that Catch the Gorlock Scavenger Hunt. And then the very last thing for that day is a petting zoo. We're going to have a petting zoo at the Quad from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. They're going to have alpacas, goats, turtles, and more. So I'm really excited to do that as well. Tons of fun things happening on Tuesday. So if you don't have class or nothing else to do, come hang out on campus. There's a lot of cool things going on. Now, for the sake of time, there's so much other stuff going on throughout the week, so we're just going to list those. And if you want all the details for all the events coming up on campus, again, check out Involved at Webster. Go to the Connections portal through the Student tab, scroll down until you find all of the little icons, and you'll see it there. And that is the entire sheet. It's not so bad. I thought it was going to be a little rough, to be honest. I was super nervous to get through this process, but it was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Yeah,
okay, good. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. The only thing left is to check out the podcast again next Friday. Our guest that week will be India Eddy from the Chain Link Improv Group. They are one of the oldest clubs and organizations here at Webster University, so I'm really excited to learn more about them. Other than that, everybody have a great weekend, and I'll see you next Friday.